Welcome in everyone to this week's episode of New Blood by Night. Let's meet our kindred. You'll notice that our coterie is down to 4 due to some extenuating circumstances. This is how the coterie will remain for the next little while. But for now, let's meet our vampires. Take it away, Luke.
I'm Luke, and I'm playing Azriel, our little religious cult boy. Yep. And I'll pass it on to Spectre.
My name is Spectre Zero, and I'm just your average time-traveling dimension-hopping android. But for this game, I'm Aurora, just your average academic folklore historian. I'm popcorning it over to Mori.
Hello, my name is Jaqi, and I am playing Mori, the spicy assassin stab, according to someone dear to me. And I'll pass it over to, we'll give it to Villain.
I'm just another villain. I'm playing Samiel today, the still unknown clan, Kindred.
And with that, let's delve into this slow burn mystery. Starting with Samiel. The night is clear. Few clouds linger overhead. Your thief and thrift shop mall escapade went over well. There was a message from, well, perhaps a lingering love from your past last session. But despite all that, there is a hunger within you, Samiel. A blood debt that demands be paid. And so we start this session with you. About 20 minutes after everything has settled, you and Zero have reconvened in your car. You've headed off elsewhere. Where do you go? What do you do?
So as he's closing the door, and I would imagine Zero just kind of scurries over to his nest that he usually has, that he has to retaint, if you will.
Oh, indeed.
He's just gonna give him a side look. Great operation as always. Now we gotta go to a part of town that isn't the best.
And he's chewing on some of the trash there. Looks up. What do you mean? Why? We just got a phone. I thought we were going. Why?
I'm hungry.
What? Oh. You stressed?
Don't.
All right. Little sounds as he continues to eat the trash, tearing into pieces of plastic, ripping them in half, patting them around his long noodle-like body, just nesting.
You really are a trash goblin.
You love me.
That's... You're not wrong. Well, are you ready to go to the worst part of town?
Yeah? Do I need a gun?
You don't even have opposable thumbs. You couldn't wield one if you wanted to.
I'm strong! You could give me one. All right, I'll take the machete. I got your back, don't worry. Just put me in your pocket. Anybody comes up, and I'll rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
I don't know if I want to maim, per se, but noted.
He still does have a phone, correct?
No, his phone, Artemis has Damien's phone. I mean, yeah, Artemis has Sam's phone, and he has his phone, but he'll just hand it over to him since he has the
Okay. He
the
starts.
new phone.
He like starts tapping on the screen and opens up this game where he's just building empires and shooting things.
Never thought a ferret could have brain rot.
It's like it passes the time, and it's just like pew 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 pew, and his little nails are like click 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 click.
He just shrugs, and with that, he just puts the keys in the ignition, and car will turn over, and he'll begin to make his drive.
Just for the sake of driving safe, just roll a dexterity and drive.
Okay. Let me see here. It's weird alternating from one character to the next. Especially when they're completely different. Yeah, okay. Let's do that. Or the dice definitely want to play ball tonight. 4 successes.
All right. Smooth drive, no traffics, no accidents. You don't even hit any stoplights. Like, it's just smooth. And as things on either side of the windows become drearier and darker, the roofs of houses begin to sag like downward turned smiles. And the feeling, it's an intensity in the air, a cloying feeling. There's the old bridge and an old abandoned park out here. Lots of people sleeping under the bridge and in like small encampments. Zero finally puts down the game, looks up at you, and like in normal Zero fashion brings up, "So when are you gonna call Mia again?"
When I get my phone back, I don't even have the number on hand.
No.
No, I don't have it memorized.
Okay, that's fine. I just mean, like, when are you gonna, like, when are you guys gonna make good and be a thing?
Baby steps. All right, one step at a time. It's not just like you just jump in the pool and it's like, hey, everything's back.
I mean, every part of you still functions, right? You just gotta do a little bit of blood arousal, which is pretty normal for you humans anyways. Come on, man. And he like gets in your lap, his long body stretching out, little paws up on your chest. You're handsome, Bobansome. He touches your cheek very gently with the tiny paw. Handsome, Bobansome. And that's beyond regular handsome. You got like this kind of air of mystery around you. And the voice, yeah, it's whew. Some girls, they be thinking that is fine. I bet you we could do some YouTube ASMR recordings of your voice and make a lot of money. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. I think you should just jump in. I think you should just jump in with her and the new friends.
New friends?
Yeah. Me and Thanatos, we were kind of chill.
Oh, right. The other ones, right?
He also owes me $20.
What did you even bet on?
Oh, we bet on if Stone was going to kill everybody or not, but he didn't.
What a morbid bet, but fair.
All right, so am I coming with you?
If you want to, you can. Just, let me do what I have to do.
Yeah, I promise. I'll only ta-ta-ta-ta if I have to. And his machete is literally the toenail clippers, like the longer clippers. He's like, I got it. I got you ready. He takes that in his mouth and And he slides on into his ferret pocket in your coat. He's like, I got your back, don't worry. And then the pea brain, I don't want to say exactly pea brain because he's quite smart, but you know, the way his cycling of thoughts, he goes all the way back to the beginning of the conversation where he's like, anyways, handsome, you should just call her and be like, yo, baby, let's make a mini-me, even though I don't know if you can anymore. You don't smell as virile, but you still got all the parts. Huh. Okay.
That's debatable if I can or not.
And he, like, snuggles in, kind of like a cat, like his butt sort of going up, like, all right, I'm ready. Let's go get your McDonald's with legs.
All right. Give me 1 second.
What do you prep?
1 second. I'm sending you a message.
Gotcha, okay. Whisper, 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 whisper. Oh, sorry. Phew.
Okay. There, I sent you a whisper.
Oh. This means I have to look at my notes. Unless you have it already on hand.
What, the doc? The doc would be there.
Maybe I didn't print out the things.
Nah, I even whispered that too.
Oh, it's not Mia, it's Laya.
Yeah.
In your, whoops, my bad. We'll just blame it on Zero's brain.
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, let me grab the doc, because that's one I didn't print out. There it is. Printing these. Which one, or do you want me just to kind of improv it based on this?
Just improv it, but I also whispered you as well to kind of give you a bit more context.
Okay, then roll for me, just for the sake of how much I dump into this, a wits and awareness, extra dice for sense the unseen. And
Okay.
if you're at the highest tier, extra dice as well.
Wits and awareness. It's funny going from someone who's good at that, someone who's mediocre at that. 2 successes.
Okay. As you get out of the car, there's a sudden wave that descends like a glaze over your eyes, your ears, your nose. You know that the words are not English, but it just feels like you understand them regardless. Whatever language it is, they feel like your native tongue. The whisper is an actual crawling sensation that prickles the flesh down the spine, and it tells you to feed. It tells you to take. It tells you to rejoice. Rejoice in your steps, for you are the inheritor. You walk a path that is unbeknownst, that is sacred, that is right. And there is another quote that you begin to whisper, Samiel. I gave a cry of anguish at this terrible curse and tore at my flesh. I wept blood. I caught the tears, therefore, in a cup and drank them. And the verse continues, and so too our grandsires will rise from the ground, and they will break their fast. But we will meet them with sword and cane. Like a strike of lightning, you set off into the dark, urged by this sensation that as fast as it's come on Samiel, it begins to fade. It is now instinctual, an urge, a simple necessity, a part of you, like another limb. It fits the mold. It feels natural. And with the two, you do not recognize it as anything but yourself. This directive comes from you. How does Samiel feed? If you'd like to describe it, now is the time.
So as he is essentially just running, searching for someone, he'll probably just find some random homeless person. And just with, kindred strength, will pick him up with one hand and slam them against the wall. Looking them dead in the eyes, looking for that wide-eyed look of genuine fear and terror as he smacks them into the wall again, lifting them up with ease. You're garbage.
He is filled with panic.
Oh, that's it. That's the look. That's what I want. Fear, terror. That's exactly what I want.
At your whispers, he begins to scream.
He's going to cover his mouth. And with his other hand, he's going to reach for bandages and lift his other hand and cover his mouth with the bandages. Just wrap him around it so he doesn't scream.
Okay. He does scream, but you manage to mute the sounds.
No noise. That draws attention, even though no one will care here. We don't matter. None of you matter. You're meant for us to feed on. You're meant for us to prey on. You are the weak, and I am the tyranny of evil men. And he's going to throw him to the ground.
He does try to scurry backwards and run.
He's going to stomp on his right ankle.
Okay. Roll a strength and athletics for me.
Okay. That is another 4 successes.
Okay. You hear the bone break. And the screams of agony and fear are a delicious cry to your ears.
Are you going to try and get away now? A little bit harder now, isn't it?
He can't run, but he is still scuttling backwards, whimpering.
He's going to grab him by like the scruff of his shirt, where like the scruff of his shirt. Sadly, this is where your story ends.
Please don't kill me.
This isn't death, this is sacrifice. You have a purpose.
He just weeps.
Goodbye. He's gonna sink his fangs right into him.
Okay, his screams of agony turn into ecstasy. How much do you feed?
I would say due to his actual current state, he has a little bit less control. So he's just gonna drain him dry.
Okay, you gain a stain. But you are no longer hungry. You may erase all of your hunger for this night. What do you do with the body?
He's gonna go back to his car and just gonna whisper to Zero, not again.
Zero pokes his head out of his pocket, blinking. He's sorry, I must have slept the whole time. I don't know. I was watching you back for anybody in case they came in and wanted to fucking fuck you up or whatever, and I just fell asleep, I guess. You okay, bud?
Like as he pulls, opens the trunk, there's just gonna be a body bag and he's gonna pull it out.
Oh no.
Yeah, it happened again.
Well, did you get his wallet? Do you know who he is? I mean, I don't know. What do you usually do? You like, I know some. Should we pray? I don't. Should we put him? I mean, I watched some TV shows where they put body bags in cinder blocks and they drop them into the river. And I mean, we got an ocean, but the currents might bring it. Oh my God, Damien, we gotta not do this no more. We gotta stop killing people, Damien. He starts panicking.
We'll figure it out. We'll just put it in the trunk for now. We'll probably have to eventually burn it. We'll, if I remember correctly, I think Cassandra or... One second, let me make sure that's correct. I think Bella has an incinerator, so she might help.
Zero's just stressed. And he's like going on and on about, oh my God, I can't be with you if you go to jail. We can't have you go to jail because then I can't be with you. Then I'll be alone and I'll be sad and I can't be sad. If I'm sad, I get skinny. I can't do that.
Zero, I don't even exist as far as any database is concerned.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cassandra, maybe we had a fire, or maybe we dig a hole, or the mice. We could talk to the mice. Those fucking assholes, they ate everything. We could talk to them. I could talk to them. I could fuck them up. I do it for you.
We'll talk to some mice on another time. Right now, we just need to get this body in the trunk and we'll be fine.
He is unable to offer too much help in terms of moving the body, but for you, go ahead and just roll dexterity and athletics to sort of finagle it in and finesse it in.
Right. Four.
All right. Your strength was never a question, but getting the body to bend and be far enough in the trunk that if there was anything accidental, like opening, it would just look mostly like a duffel bag for the most part. You have it hidden enough in the trunk. But still, there is a weight. And it is a significant weight in your chest. But I need you to roll composure and resolve.
I'm good at that. So that is a critical and 2 successes.
Okay. There is a part of you that does feel sickened. There's another part of you that is satisfied. And you're not sure if that's worse. These long nights are confusing. Each time you do this, you remember your friends, your parents, but it's like their images and their connection get a little fuzzier, a little further away. And at the same time, this feels like preparation. And you let out an unneeded sigh as you close the trunk. And there is a settling, like dust coming to rest on an old trunk. You're doing this for them. What you're protecting them from, though, you still don't have the slightest clue.
All right. I guess, fuck, I said Cassandra, didn't I? I'm in Isabel. Would I have time to make, like, a quick stop somewhere and then make it to the bookstore?
For sure.
Or,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Let's go see Isabel and see if we can get this resolved real quick.
Zero just squeaks at you, nodding, his whole body jiggling with the nod. Like, yeah.
We'll pull around back like always. She's used to it. All right, get in your seat, nerd.
He does, but there is no game playing this time. Zero seems thoughtful, caught up in something.
Got something you want to say?
No, I'm good. Just thinking.
What, the rats?
Yeah.
I know what you're thinking.
He gives you side eye.
You're thinking, oh, that could be me next time.
He looks shocked. He's like, actually, no, I never thought you would attack me, but now I'm thinking about it. Oh my god, you could kill me. You won't, because I'm cute, but you could kill me.
Not gonna kill you. Calm down. You're so dramatic.
You made me sad. I'm the best thing that's ever happened to you. And then he like crawls into your lap. And he's like, no, what I'm thinking, Damien, is what it. I don't know. I just got a what if. I got a little what if feeling, and I don't know what it means. That's what I'm thinking.
All right, well, shoot.
He cuddles like into your shirt. I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
I mean, so far I've been fine, so it's not like I'm being hunted by anyone.
Well, I mean, I hope so. Past couple of nights, though, I don't know. There's been some weird, freaky shit, and I just, it feels like, oh, yeah. It feels like something's coming. And it feels like it's spinning faster, and we can't stop it. And pretty soon it's gonna be here, and I don't know what it is. I'm a little nervous. I feel a little exposed. It feels like we need alliances and a bunker with a lot of food and all the seasons of Friends. Because I don't want to be in a bunker unless I gotta watch this show.
You sound like a prepper who likes Friends.
I like that show, alright? Fucking kill me. And the sunny side of Philadelphia is a pretty good one, too. Oh, Scrubs. Oh, man. Love me some Scrubs.
I'll give you Scrubs and Always Sunny.
When you pull up, I assume Isabel doesn't ask any questions. Does she know?
Yeah, she's had to deal with this before.
Okay, so the questions don't happen until after the body is taken care of.
Yeah, I would imagine, like, for the moment, they just kind of, she's holding the door open, and he's just, bringing the body in, just silence for the moment. Like, it's like a parent when they're just like, here we go again. So
There is disappointment and worry and all of those things written on her face. But Isabel isn't your typical working class woman, to say the least. And as her eyes bore into you, a steely gaze, she changes the subject. So, I'm almost done with the mask. I know you didn't confirm yes or no, but if you want to try it and take it for a ride, you're welcome to.
like, how done? Are we like 80, 70%? Like what?
I want to find a way to adhere it to your face that doesn't interrupt your... And she motions at her mouth, indicating your mouth. Speaking, eating, drinking. And the way she says drinking, it's very cutting.
Right. I guess I could try it on.
Okay. To your surprise, it isn't porcelain, but some kind of silicone. Roll for me a dexterity and a... Is there... Yeah, performance. And if you don't have any, go ahead and add a +2 circumstance bonus, because she's helping you get it on.
Okay. That's just 2 successes.
Okay. She's based it off of your past face. And so you almost pass as yourself when you look in the mirror.
I guess that's fitting. I mean, it's really good. I dig it. Like, I'm really pleased. Sorry if I don't seem grateful. Just
I figured you'd be quiet. You don't usually extrovert your emotions. It's fine. I'm not offended.
I communicate my emotions just fine, thank you.
Sure. By the way, this just came in. And she pulls out a gun case, opens it up, flipping the clips, spins it towards you. Dad's pretty set on ordering about 100 of these.
100?
I told him, don't bother. 20 tops. I don't think we're gonna sell this high caliber of a handgun. Requires way too much paperwork.
Paperwork, huh? With you, sometimes I feel like it requires less paperwork than normal.
Well, duh. But only for a select few.
Right.
She motions, give it a try. Pick it up. Feel her out.
He'll pick up the handgun and just kind of give it like a very detailed look over, pulling the chamber, ejecting the mag, inspecting it.
Yeah, it's like a basic handgun, just a higher grade bullet. And she goes to say that it comes with different types of ammunition. One of them being like tranquilizer, but it's like horse to elephant grade tranquilizer, like could kill a person. Zero whispers, psst, psst. But to Isabel, it's just squeaking. And he says, "What about the big thing in the woods? We could use this. We could We could tranquilize it, bring it in.
Right. So another special request, and I imagine this will cost a fair amount. I need silver bullets.
Like silver?
Silver.
She pulls out a little pink notepad, takes a note. Okay. Do I want to ask why?
I'll explain another night. I think right now I don't have enough information to give you a concrete answer,
All right.
which is what you want in the end.
It is, but you're not the first person to ask me for silver bullets.
Oh yeah, some other weirdo coming around. Wait, I'm not a weirdo. It was meant to be an insult for someone else. That was mildly self-deprecating.
She chuckles. We're all weirdos in one way or another, bro. It's fine. Question for you. Does Isabel know Amelia?
Yeah, she would know her.
Okay. She says, funny enough, it was Amelia.
Why would she want silver bullets?
Like I fucking know. Try to do a little bit of digging and casual talking, even went out of my comfort zone to have a cappuccino with her in the morning. Nothing. Girl's lips are sealed. She insists she's getting them as a gift. But there's something off about it, I'm telling you. So, you're in luck. I don't have silver bullets for this gun, but for your basic Glock, I've got a couple. About 6 shots. Will that do ya?
That'll work. I'll need more than that, probably, but I'll take the... For something big, do you recommend the horse or the elephant?
How big we talking?
Tall enough to... I saw something out in the forest, and it just stared at me with these bright yellow eyes. But it wasn't standing at a natural height. It was, I don't know, 12, 14 feet maybe.
You know, one of Dad's old friends came into town recently. I thought he was just making stories up. I assumed what he described. You ever heard of the Jersey Devil?
Yeah, urban legend, right?
Right. Well, what if it's not so legend? Maybe it's nothing. But, you know, she looks at you. Maybe it's something. Oh, what a crazy-ass fucking couple of months it's been. And she packages up a gun that'll shoot the bullets for you. And she gets you some tranquilizers, elephant and horse. And she even gets you a rifle. You know, she said the rifle's on loan, okay? It's on loan. She puts her name down instead of yours, but my dad'll kill me if anything happens to this. You feel? And it looks like a really old school kind of a rifle that's been lovingly taken care of. Something you would take out on safaris and defend yourself from lions. You know, maybe a rhinoceros or two. Just kidding. That's illegal. Don't do that. But as she's getting all of this ready, she says, Dad's old friend. I think his name is Dylan. Him and 2 other guys all came in. And weirdest part of it, Damien, I wasn't allowed in the conversation. So these are old friends. And she gives you the look. And you know, Damien, that her dad is like, he's kind of a... Aliens exist, they kidnap people, they peel faces. All the urban legends are real to some degree. He's into some things, and a lot of people call him just a prepper, conspiracy theorist, but in recent months, you found a lot of the shit that he talks about. Like the fact that garlic doesn't do anything against vampires, and only sometimes do crosses work. On vampires, he doesn't know Kindred, but vampires, he's proven more right than wrong. Even though people in the small suburb areas consider him just an old, kind of cracked out geezer.
I'm also gonna need one. Need you to modify a shotgun.
All right. What kind of modification?
Just sawed off barrel to where you can conceal it.
Sure. Won't take me just a Jeff.
But I need if you were to conceal it, like say like your leg or your arm, would an extended stock be hard to hide, or would a shorter one be better?
Depends on your preference, really. Both will do get the job done.
Go for a short stock. And then he hands her a paper, and I'll whisper you what the piece of paper says.
Okay.
I'll need that. Specifically for the shotgun.
Let me see here. Okay. Just give her a day.
If anyone can find it, it's you.
Oh yeah, lickety split. Hey. Try to keep your nose clean. I know you're real good at vanishing, but you know what I mean. There's still people who care about you.
I know. Trust me, I'm doing my best to make sure they're taken care of.
Good. And take care of yourself.
Also be careful driving. A lot of flipped vehicles lately.
Yeah, it's all over the news. Apparently there was a pileup tonight.
Where at?
North side of town. Out near the woods.
Those fucking woods.
I mean,
all right.
Kind of by the lakeside. I guess a police officer went missing.
He gives like a general description of like where he was at last time he was out in the woods.
Yeah, that sounds more by the old quarry. This is north of there. Like right in between the two towns. By the lake. And once she describes that, you're like, oh yeah, that's beyond Artemis's. Like just it's quite a ways out there actually. Yeah, highway patrolman. I don't know. Dad's out there checking it out. He and his old buddies are, I'm telling you, they're on this Jersey Devil kick. But...
Do they have a radio?
Yeah, of course they do.
If you contact them and they hear something from a frequency, it's me, so... Maybe they could be my eyes and ears, and if they need a hand, I'll have the radio in the car on. I usually do anyway.
I'll text him, but I don't know if he's got service out there. I'm just saying the flipped car shit's pretty spooky, but it doesn't seem to be happening in town, just on the fringes. Kind of like a target, right? Getting closer and closer and closer. I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if this whole damn place lit up one time. Like one night, just boom, gone. Wiped off the face of the planet. Government would have a real fun time covering that up, huh? And this is sort of Isabel's, like, humor as well. Like, just the doomsday, end of the world. You know. She chuckles. Finishes up modifications to whatever weapons you may need. She says she'll have your ammunition done tomorrow. She gives you what she has. Just give her a call, though. If she doesn't have it in tomorrow, hopefully it'll be the next day. And she says her farewells to you. And again, she just reminds you, be careful. Keep your nose clean. It feels ominous the second time she says it.
Yeah, you too. Don't do anything stupid if you go out there with your dad.
She just gives you a thumbs up. And
If you
shuts.
do go out there, at least let me know.
You got the radio. She gives you a thumbs up. You hear the big metal door to, like, the basement area of the store close and lock up. And then she descends into the sub-basement where the two of you were.
All right, Zero. Let's get out of here.
To the bookstore! Just kidding. This is where we're gonna take our first Be Right Back. And we return to a small corner bookshop known as Abe's. Aurora, go ahead and roll for me a wits and awareness.
Okay, let me see how many sucks those are. It's awareness. Okay, that is. Ooh. Please, dice, be good to me. Oh, yes! Yes! Okay, that's. So the Ankh with the 2 stars, that's. If I have 2 of those, that's a critical, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Okay. And then 2 blank ones, and then 2 Ankhs. Okay, so 1 critical and 2 sixes. So that's, I think, 6? No, wait. 1 critical and then 2 single Ankhs. There you go.
So that's 6.
Okay, okay.
Stone finishes the picture. And the man that he's drawn is impeccably average. Impressive. Not handsome. He could be any man, any face. But there is something strangely, profoundly familiar, Aurora.
Aurora looks at the picture and then looks at Stone and says, You're a wonderful artist. This is really good."
Well, thank you, Miss Aurora. That's mighty fine of you to say.
And Aurora kind of like touches the page a little bit and then asks, Do you remember who made you?" If we all come from Cain, do you remember who made you?
My sire, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh, certainly, I remember her. Do you remember who made you?
Aurora looks sad. And she says, no, it all happened so fast, and there was fire and snarls and just a soft voice, and when I woke up, I was in the hospital. I don't remember anything. I wish I did. Not because I'm mad about being what I am now, but I have so many questions, and I just... She kind of takes the book and flips to earlier pages. She's like, and just starts flipping, like, does the flip for the pages. Like, I have so many questions, and I just feel like I'm not... I take 2 steps forward and 3 steps back.
Well, there's millennia upon millennia information.
She whips her head and, like, looks at Stone, her eyes wide, pupils dilating, like, there is interest, and she's like, where could do you guys have a library? Do we have a library? Is there a place where I can find this information? I feel like there's just so much more, and I need it.
Well, you won't find nothing digitally, that's for sure. But some of us older, we have ways of writing it down, hiding it, keeping it for ourselves. There isn't like a public library or ain't nothing like that. But I could quote some things for you.
That would be fantastic. That'd be great. But I guess the reason why I asked about your sire, and sorry, but it's just so much information, just everything all at once. Was she a good person?
I suppose that depends on your definition of good.
Well, good is subjective and biased.
Right. It varies from person to person.
And those scars, did you get that before or after you became what you are?
Which ones?
Aurora kind of, like, is a bit taken back by that question, and I don't know. I haven't... Well, you know, I know you have them, but I would have to take a closer look to ask.
By all means, take a closer look. I'm not shy.
So Aurora begins to study, like, the scars, and, like, kind of, like, not understanding the sense of personal space at this point, and more in going into the inquisitive mind. She's like, these ones right here, the ones that I could... She, like, touches his, like, in skin, like, on his... I think his chest... It was on his back, correct? Or they're just everywhere?
He has scars everywhere.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she goes for the ones that are the most obvious. What about these ones?
So those would be the ones, there's small ones on his face that just look like cuts. You know, like
Yeah.
very thin
so
scar on the mouth, thin scar by the black eye.
So yeah, she touches his face gently. She's like, these ones. Does it hurt when you're Kindred?
We still feel pain, but it's not the same, no? The ones on my face my daddy gave me when I was just a boy.
There's a very sad look on Aurora's face, and she says, I'm sorry. That sounds awful.
It's alright, we all carry burdens. Nothing you need to worry about, sweet little Aurora.
And he takes your hands and he suddenly brings them down the collar of his shirt. And he grabs your other hand and he brings that hand up to the collar of his shirt. And he says, go ahead and unbutton it.
Aurora hesitates a little bit, and she's like, are you sure? I don't want to...
He nods. I'm not sure.
And so she unbuttons it carefully, and she starts to kind of, like, so lightly with just her fingertips, just touch and see what other scars she can find. And she'll say, like, across his chest. She's like, how about this one?
Okay. On his chest, kind of hidden. It was hidden by the bee costume. There are lines of what looks like scripture, but they're not written in any language that you know. They are scarred tattoos that ink was then poured in. And he says, "This is of the feeding." And I can quote to you what it says. And
Please,
he runs your finger slowly over his pec. You can feel all the ridges. And he says, "Find you a place that is yours. And the mortals that dwell there, let them be your sheepfold. Let them be your cup. And let them be your holy bread."
She kind of tears up at that thought of like finding a place of like your own, and she's like, "That's beautiful."
I concur.
When did you get this one?
Before I was turned,
Were you always religious?
I'd say yeah. In one way or another.
Do you think God exists?
Not for Kindred. Not
I never
anymore.
believed. I don't think he exists for people either. There's too much suffering in the world for him to exist. I don't like to think that God is that someone that powerful would be so cruel to let all the things that happen.
Unfortunately, pain is the best teacher. Change brings pain.
What if things were different?
How do you mean?
What if we didn't what if people just, why do we have to be so cruel to each other? I don't understand it. Why do people have to use other people? And she gets lost in that, and you can see that there's something more to it that she's not letting on to. And she's like, why do we feel the need to hurt people, to be that think that that's the only way we can be strong? I just don't understand this at all. It confuses me. So many die so that a few live. It just doesn't seem fair.
So let me ask you this. Is it the strong's responsibility to protect the weak? Or is it the strong's responsibility to continue forward?
I think you can have a little bit of both. You can do what you can. You can do what you can to help people a little bit every day. Even if it's just helping someone across the street, even if it's just helping one person, that doesn't mean you can't move forward just because you help someone or help people.
Then tell me why, little Aurora, are you putting and piling all the world's woes on your tiny little shoulders? You helped me, didn't you?
Because I'm afraid that, what if I don't have a purpose? What if this was all an accident? What if me becoming Kindred was an accident? I want to feel, that's why I study so hard. I felt like maybe something could tell me through history that I existed for a reason. And I just wasn't me. And I saved you because I kind of feel bad saying this, but I don't know. I heard your voice, and maybe a part of it was curiosity, and a part of it was it just didn't seem right. It didn't seem right to leave you there.
Well, then there you go. Surely whatever shunted us together is something divine. Something special, something enlightened.
Or circumstantial.
How could it be?
I don't know. Maybe so there's someone else pulling the strings.
Oh, there's always something else pulling the strings, that's true.
And she starts, like, her hand traces over the words again. I think we're all just trying to find a place. And I hope that, I don't know, that I can help you with what I can, and I feel like I just have a feeling that all that's going on is connected somehow.
I agree. So your
And
goals are to find a purpose and a place you feel you belong. Just so happens I have the very same goal.
Aurora looks really surprised, and she says, seriously, someone as strong as you, as old as you? No. There's probably people, there must be something for you. You had a life before this, clearly. You're not new.
He's just smiling kindly. Right, but the location is new. Some of the memories are still a little fuzzy, but more and more are coming each day. I'm hoping by the end of the weekend, I'll remember exactly why I was here.
Aurora smiles and just takes her face and touches his face gently. She's like, I hope you remember too. Because you've helped me a lot, and I'm very grateful for that. And she kind of takes it away like, oh, yeah, sorry.
Ah, shucks, little miss. If I still had blood pumping in me, I'd be blushing right now.
Oh! Sorry. I guess I did ask a lot of personal questions. Oh, God. Oh, wow. Maybe, and she kind of, like, goes to quickly stand up. Just like that nervousness.
Hey, no need to be nervous. Don't we have company coming anyway? Maybe they can help us find some books. I feel like at one time I knew exactly where there were books, and I know I can quote some, but it's still a little fuzzy. Still a little lost.
Don't worry. We'll help you find what was lost. I know it. I feel it. I feel like you're a good person, Mr. Stone.
Appreciate that. I'd say you're a good person too.
I guess. Anyways, yeah, so, I'll check if the others are, here, yeah. I should. And she kind of, like, stands up and goes to, like, look around.
Okay, he watches you as you move through the stacks. Roll a wits and awareness.
Okay. Alright. Dice, you were good to me. Ooh. Oh, I wish I could take a picture of this. Oh, maybe I will. Okay. Oh, no, never mind. That was just 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 successes.
Okay. You see Azriel and Mori. I assume the two of you are riding together.
Mori's invisible though, so.
So just Azriel.
Just Azriel.
Oh, hey, Azriel. And then she remembers, like, oh, only through text. Is Mori here?
She's around here somewhere.
And she, like, looks around. She looks for Mori, specifically.
just like a tap on the shoulder and just, I apologize for scaring you. Yes, I'm here. Real quiet.
And she just turns around and she like goes to like grab an arm or a hand or whatever she can see.
Question, storyteller. Are there people around?
There's Abe. But he's sort of partially falling asleep at the desk. When Az came in, he and gives him a little bit of a wave, like, there you are, you old goat.
Okay. Well, she does stay and let herself get grabbed, which reveals reveals her.
Okay.
Mori, I'm so happy to see you, and oh my god, I hope you're gonna tell. We'll find the book, and then we'll talk more about it. I'm happy you're here.
Yeah, no, Mori just kind of like nods, almost like, I don't know, there's something about Aurora that just kind of like Mori, I don't know, it's an emotional reaction. She doesn't really know how to interact with Aurora, just kind of like nods.
Mori, come on. Stone's already here. We should all sit down. Where's Sammy? Is he almost here?
Don't know.
Well, he's in our group. We added him to the group chat, right? Right?
I think
I
so.
think you did.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'll add Sammy and be like, "Are you close by, Sammy? All of us are here."
He's just gonna look as he's driving at the phone and just look at he's gonna look at Zero and be like, well, you gonna answer that? You have the phone.
Okay, he taps out, on my way, baby girl. GG, home slice. Don't worry about me coming with the 0 OG. Send.
And Aurora reads this, she's like, "Oh, maybe I think he must be driving because there's a lot of autocorrect in here. He doesn't talk like this." Oh well. Well, he's on his way, so we should sit down and I guess compare notes. Azriel, I have something to show. I have something to show you. Come.
Sure.
And so she leads him to where Stone was sitting.
Okay, he's buttoned up
And-
his shirt at this point. And he's just
Aurora
looking
was like-
through that little Bible.
Aurora's like, Azriel, so I remember you discussed you were a religious study major, and I wanted you to take a look at this. And I'm like, and I go to Stone, I'm like, may I?
Oh, sure. When he hands the book over.
So I specifically point out the some of the passages that were highlighted. I think one of them was like Leviticus. Ooh, I forgot to take notes on that one. And I was like, have you seen anything like this? What language is this in?
Take a look.
How old is this Bible? Where would you date it?
Roll a occult and intelligence. Or academics and intelligence. That would be better.
Academics.
And intelligence.
Can I add my specialty?
Sure.
Five successes.
5?
5.
Yeah, you are not sure of the language. It's... at first, weird amalgamation of several languages. You can roughly translate it with 5 successes. The scriptures don't make any sense, though. They're not actually Bibles Bible scriptures at all. They're different scripture put in the Bible, like hidden and then printed. And then you like look at the like book that's obviously been touched a lot. There's no like markings or name or any delineation of who it belongs to. But flipping through it, there's really weird art drawn over some of the scriptures, which are an older version, an older edition, an older printing of probably the King James version. But you find several passages hidden in this Bible like that are not quite one language or another, but several combined, all within your theology, all within your theology studies.
This is weird. There's several passages that have this weird amalgam language, and they're scripture-like, but they're shouldn't be in this type of Bible.
An amalgam of what languages? Do you know? Latin, possibly Spanish? Because I know the Bible was translated by several different people, by supposed sources. There's like a very much like, oh yeah, the Bible, God.
I mean, lots of countries had reasons to translate it, and
If we can find out what languages are on amalgamation, we can start to look into newer religions and see if we can find something that fits this one.
So
Really?
you mentioned Leviticus, correct? I saw that when I was traveling around, written in blood. You think that has something to do with it?
I think written in blood. That just reminds me of a cult. Kind of like, huh.
Possibly.
What did it say?
All I said was Leviticus. There, at the scene, there was something had destroyed trees 15 feet up. It was strange.
I'm not familiar with the Bible because I deal with history and facts. But Azriel, do you know anything about Leviticus?
a little bit. It's the third book of Moses.
Old Testament.
Yeah, it's Old Testament. It had a lot of like rules and stuff for priests and the ways to worship God, and it's a lot of rules and guidelines actually. Interestingly enough.
Do we possibly... So possibly it's an old Christian religion or something that has to do with a lot of rules? Is there another group coming into town? But I don't understand how the supernatural plays into this.
Says, well, you have a lot of old Kindred writings in there.
For Leviticus, what does that mean to Kindred?
Well, Leviticus in and of itself is a dichotomy of rules. How to worship, what to worship by, and the like. Kindred have their own set.
What? Are you saying Kindred are also... Like, there's some that worship God.
Well, of
or,
course.
like,
Our father Cain is the Cain of the Bible. And he's the progenitor of every one of us.
that's right, but why would they be here? Then they're here. Then that makes sense with all the Cain. Maybe that's their sign. Maybe that's a call. Maybe that's a call to the Kindred. Call to what, though? Call to what? Call to what?
Well, memory's still a little fuzzy, but far as I can tell, we are in the end times. According to a very sacred book.
Which book exactly?
The book.
Also, speaking about Cain, I don't know if this is something related, but Cain killed his brother with a stone. Do you have any connection there? She says almost as if, like, disbelieving, but, you know, just figured she'd bring it up.
Maybe. I don't remember everything too well. Things are still a little blurry.
I mean, but if that were the case, that would make you
Real old.
more than that. That would make you almost a prophet, a bringer. The stone that smote the change, the catalyst. What if there's a reason they put you in that room? Because maybe whatever is after us is afraid of you.
He just kind of tilts his chin. Don't know. It's kind of a wild accusation. But wilder has happened, I suppose. Let's not deny anything, I suppose.
Oh, I'm not saying that that's like you're bad or anything, but maybe it gives us more reason to protect you and to make sure and to unravel what I guess, to help you understand and help you remember things. We should probably keep him close, guys, because what if they're after him and then they'll be after us?
I mean, I'm for one on the fence. I don't know if I quite trust Stone yet.
What has he done to you?
I'm just being wary. I have things I want to protect.
Should I be wary of you too? I just met you. I'm not wary of Mori.
You should
Mori's
be.
Why should I? You helped me. You didn't have to, but you
Just
did.
because I helped you doesn't make me a good person.
I think
People-
Mori
I
is
know
a
that-
good person.
She just kind of like puts her hand, like her face in her hands.
See, there you go. 2 people for Mori. So, anyways, now that we've established that Mori is a good person, I think we need to stick with each other. And Stone had this great proposition that I kind of like as well, that we should form a band and, be a coterie. And when Sammy comes here, then we can make it official.
What does that imply?
That implies, we're like, what was the term? Coworkers. We're working together. We're like the Scooby Gang, as I like to say, because we're solving a mystery.
The reference goes over Azriel's head. Like, you can easily see in his eyes.
Same, Mori kind of tilts her head. What is the Scooby Gang?
It's like this old cartoon of this group of, people that they go around in a van and solve mysteries about, they're like, ooh, ghosts and all that stuff, but it's not really ghosts, because but we're solving, you know, a mystery, but it's probably ghosts because we exist, and so logic dictates that, if we exist, then ghosts exist. So we're like a Scooby gang that's actually going finding ghosts and yeah, that.
Azriel just looked to Mori, and I still don't know what a Scooby Gang is.
Like,
Well, you know what? We'll have, what at some point we'll have like a movie night, and I'll show you guys. I'll show you the first Scooby-Doo movie. God, where? I don't know where you know what? I don't care where you come from, because what matters is that we are friends now, and the actions we take now, and I'm gonna show you what Scooby-Doo is after we figure this out. Anyways, so we're gonna be like a coterie, like coworkers, come together, figure things out, and well, we wanted to ask you if you wanted to join, and Sammy, whenever he gets here, and just looks out the doors like, is he here yet? And I think this would be great to help each other. If you don't trust Stone, at least trust me.
I think you're trustworthy enough.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to be upfront with Stone. Because even though I don't trust him, doesn't mean...
He helped me find Fenrir. What kind of person helps another person find their dog? That, I think... So.
I'm sorry, I just learned to be a little more cautious ever since I've become like this.
Oh, yeah, that's...
if we are
fair.
to become something, a coterie, I would like to set ground rules first. Things that, if they are done, then we just break it off. I don't want to be associated with certain people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. What are your
I think
what are
that's
your
a good idea.
boundaries? Yeah. So what do you suggest?
Don't look for my people. Don't interact with my people. Do not do anything to my people. Negatively, of course.
Who are your people? I mean, oh, I already broke the rule. I mean, what?
I would also have to say that I have the same rule.
Well, I don't really have people in my life except for you. Just, how about this? Can we use words instead of fighting first and pointing guns at each other first? Can we try to... My rule is, can we try to use words before we resort to violence?
I also like that rule.
I
Not a
will
big
agree
fan
to
of all
this
this.
as long as you all agree not to hurt people who are innocent.
Well, of course. Why would we do that?
I look at Stone.
I kind of give Mori like a look and kind of like shuffle in front of her line of sight. Come on, Mori.
What are you
Yes,
asking?
I would prefer if you don't hurt innocents. Is that something you can do?
I don't think I've ever heard an innocent.
Inside check. Even though I know Mori has absolutely terrible dice pool.
Sure. Intelligence and insight.
Heck yeah.
So, Aurora kind of looks worried, and she's definitely looking out the window being like, Sammy coming in! We could use this up.
Alright, so I got 2 10s and a 4, so 4 successes.
He's never hurt an innocent.
Then I think it's fine.
I mean,
We'll
is
figure
that
things out
something...
together.
And he looks at you. You could say the same.
Oof.
Or is it just me that gets put up on the chopping block because I don't fit your mold. And he looks over at Azriel, and then back to Mori. And then he looks at
Right.
Azriel. And
As far as I can tell.
Azriel, you feel your fangs sinking into the pregnant dog's flesh. And even though Stone says nothing, God, you feel guilty.
I'm a guilty boy.
What, you just say that out loud, really?
No, I'm just in my head.
Oh, okay. He says, I don't believe I've ever hurt an innocent. Not at all.
You also don't remember. I'm just setting this up ahead of time.
Also,
We all
Sure.
have things we want to protect.
So let me say, if
all-
it comes to light that I've murdered innocents in my long lifetime, that I have killed people that you would consider innocent, right? Because good is subjective. Good is up to the interpreter, correct? The
Yes.
coteries no more, is that it?
I think we can forgive past transactions and just we don't want this as of now.
Fine.
Correct.
I'm okay with ignoring the past.
If that's something that you can agree to as well, keep yourself on a nice tight chain, of course. Granted, there are some people that need killing. I think we can all agree on that.
I agree.
I'm against killing of any kind.
Mori does laugh at that.
I don't know. It's not my place to decide who dies. I'm not a judge or an executioner.
Your whole world's different now. Because I promise
can always-
that there are individuals who want you dead more than anything. I promise.
Aurora kind of winces at that, and
They will
Because
take
she-
everything from you. And they don't care that your people are still mortal. They will end all of them.
I think Sammy's gonna be here soon.
At that point, the front door does open, diddle-diddle-ding, and Samiel steps into the bookstore.
Sammy, glad you're here. We were just, forming a coterie, like coworkers. Come on, come here. And so she pulls his sleeve towards the group, being so relieved at this. And it's like, so we're just saying that we wanted some ground rules. Basically, don't inquire into people's pasts. And try not to kill innocent people. From here on out.
I can't guarantee that.
You know what? Let's put a pin in it and let's say it's a work in progress.
I mean, killing people is literally what we do, not just what we are, but human beings. Mass genocide, murder,
We don't have to.
I have yet to kill anybody.
We don't have
probably
to.
because you're a coward.
Ooh.
Listen, let's not make decisions. Let's not make a decision on that until we really have to. Because what if it's self-defense? Like, I admit, what if something happens? Azriel, I'm sorry, but what if it's between Thanatos and this person that's trying to hurt Thanatos? But we should at least try.
Stone takes a
not
breath and he
murder.
taps his pack. Right? And he says, remember, you find a place that is yours, and the mortals that dwell there. You let them be your sheepfold, let them be your cup, and let them be your holy bread.
No idea what any of that means, but sure.
All right, we're in agreement then.
We all
Don't
got-
touch my people, will break your arm, though.
We all gotta eat. Sometimes when
yeah.
we eat, accidents happen.
So, is that no to any ground rule, Stone?
I don't think he's saying that. I think what he's saying is that because of the nature of what we are, we need to. Something might happen. Our beast might go out of control. But can we at least. What I'm trying to say, can we at least try to keep it to a minimum?
What I think he's trying to say, there's a gray area. And if you can't accept that fact, then you're just dealing in complete absolutes. You're living in a self-righteous mindset, and it doesn't help anyone.
I'm saying we
I
should
understand
try.
that there's a gray area, and I just want to strive for the best.
Of course, we all want to strive for the best, but an undeniable fact is we are different now.
No, I know.
You pose as much threat as anyone else in this room to your beloveds. In fact, you might pose more of a threat to your beloveds than anyone else in this very room. That's an undeniable fact. And
I understand where you're coming from.
our differences are what unite us as a team, so to speak. Thank you. Granted, I'm curious to find out why we're seeing this Cain sign, because it feels biblical to me. Feels interesting. I'm also interested in what I saw on the news. All these strange car crashes. All these beasts. Feels like something's gonna happen. And I don't want to be caught unawares. So I'd rather actively investigate it. And I'm inviting y'all to come along with. You could choose not to, that's fine. But what I plan to do is remember exactly who I was, and it's coming more and more each day. Each night I rouse, there's something else in this skull of mine that makes a little bit more sense. But I want to find out why I was put in that room. Why all of you were called to open that room for me. And what it is that is making people go missing in this sweet city of ours. Not to mention, I'd like to know who the kindred in charge are. I'd like to know the top cheese, if you will. Because I don't want to be caught unawares and slaughtered for making a mistake. Because, mind you, newbies, there are judge, jury, and executioners in the kindred world. And he glanced at Mori. And they are heartless killers. Because they have to be.
Correct. She just stares back at him.
And then it was only a moment of him looking at you and then looking around at everyone. And he says, because there is not a death cycle for kindred. But I will tell you that the Bible and our sweet dark Father are holding hands. And that if our existence is real, very likely God is real. He has just abandoned us to our own devices.
So how do we find out who the leaders are? Maybe that's where we should start.
He looks over at Samiel. And then he looks at Azriel. Then he looks at Mori. And then back to you, Aurora. Well, all of us were made by someone. And though some of us don't remember our sires, other of us might. And those sires, well, maybe they know a thing or two about who's in charge here. Depends on if it's Camarilla or Anarch rule, doesn't it? Do you know? And he looks at Mori. Do you know who's in charge and remember your sire? And then he looks at Azriel. What about you?
Yeah, I know my sire. She left me and I haven't been able to track her down since.
I only know what I was told is my mission. That is all.
So we're all in the dark. Looks at Samiel to confirm.
Hey, I have one. Don't look at me. I communicate regularly. And no, you don't get to meet them.
Well, then who's in charge? Anarch or Camarilla? That's a start, right? I just find it so interesting that I am strung up like some heathen or some prostitute in red, and he looks at Azriel, when so many other of you have more information than I do about who's in charge and what's going on in this motherfucking city. And all I want to do is help little Miss Aurora and the rest of y'all, if you need, and figure out what the fuck all this spooky is. Now, I'm complimented that you think I'm so dangerous. Don't get me wrong. It kind of strokes part of my ego that I enjoy. Thank you for finding me so damn powerful and spooky.
He shoots him a look like that's hurtful. Like, it just is like, I don't think you're deep. Like, yeah.
But I lack some answers. Just like all of you. So I suppose here and now can be our decision. Do we continue this forward? Do we work together and decide to be co-workers? To be loyal to a degree? To figure out why we're all seeing the sign? Or not?
I say yes. I think, as Stone put it, we were brought together for a reason. And we may not know everything, but we can learn. And I, for one, would like to know what is causing all this damage.
I'm also okay with working together.
Sammy,
Mm.
please?
Sam will like nudge Zero. What do you think?
What is Zero? Let me roll for him. Hold on. He says the spooky stuff is only starting. It might be better to have more allies investigating the weird than only going at it alone. But he's up for whatever you'd like to do, Sam. He'll do whatever you feel comfortable doing. He's curious about the weird sign because even he's seen it and all these weird accidents.
I mean, I don't trust any of you, but I guess working together is better than working alone, even though I've done fine that way. So sure, fine.
Sammy, that's awesome. Thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
None of us in this room fucking deserve you even a peach or pie, Miss Aurora. You are the sweetest. You are the sweetest thing I have ever met. All right. So we work together. And our number one rule is don't fuck with each other's people. Well, alrighty then.
Maybe we should start with the accident since Sammy doesn't feel comfortable talking to his sire.
I'm comfortable about you talking to my sire. Let's clarify that right now. She doesn't need to be bothered by you since she's lived in solitude for so long. You would violate that in every sense of the word. Plus, if you get lost where she lives, she'll just kill you.
Could you ask her then? Just, I don't want to step on anybody's toes. If there's a hierarchy and if there's rules, what if we investigate, put our noses in something that we shouldn't, and accidentally send something over to us?
I, for one, would like to know the rules, since I didn't get any guidelines or any help since it became this way.
All of you are up Schitt's Creek without a paddle and no advice. Yeah, 1 second. Let me make a phone call. Do you want to do your little ringtone noise?
Oh yeah, hold on. the weaponized Nokia. Alright, here you go. Okay. You're calling Artemis? Oops, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
She answers.
So I got your device. I'll take care of it tonight and I'll bring it out to you.
Oh, good. Good.
Have you heard about anything going on by the lake, first of all, before I ask my follow-ups?
The birds have seen something.
Does it happen to be 14 to 15 feet tall or something else?
They say it was an accident.
Was it a vehicle?
Yeah, she basically describes like one car crashing and then another car slamming into it. And what she's able to was able to get from like the animals and whatever is that the first car didn't have a driver. And the first responder, that officer, is missing. And she says even all the fowl in the air and the beasts on the ground can't find him.
Interesting.
She says these are strange times.
Did you notice a presence after I left?
She didn't roll high enough to notice anything particularly threatening, but she says that there is more activity. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I guess the follow-up to that is, who's in charge in this town? Anarch, Cam.
Oh. I do not while away cheap kindred politics.
I kind of figured.
If any walk in my territory, they die.
That I already knew. All right, well, that's fine. Honestly, I didn't expect you to know, because where you are and where you're located, it's not really a societal thing.
Tell me why you are curious.
We have a Mr. Stone here asking questions, the guy I mentioned before.
Stone. Does he go by any other name?
Great question. 1 second, he covers the speaker. Hey, Stone.
He just looks over at you.
Got another name you go by?
Not that I can quite remember right now, but I'm sure there's another one in there somewhere.
Says he doesn't remember, but he could be lying.
Artemis just gets quiet. I mean, you can hear her little tip-tap and tinkering that she does. But she's, for the most part, quiet. Thinking, considering. And then finally, she says, "There is an old kindred, I know. An old ally that matches the description you gave me of this stone, that it is not what he called himself."
What did he call himself?
In case he can hear, I will tell you the next time I see you.
That's fair. All right. Well, I'll have this thing zeroed out in half hour, 45 minutes when we're done convening here. And see, they'll get it to you tonight or tomorrow. But if it's late at night, then I'll probably be staying there.
Very well. She doesn't seem upset that you would end up staying there. In fact, she seems like slightly looking forward to it.
Just keep me posted if you notice anything weird. That 15-foot tall creature is still kind of living a little rent-free in my head.
I will. I will. Keep your chin up and your pride full.
Yeah, you know it. All right. Thanks, Artie. I'm out.
And you hear her like tapping the screen several times, like till finally she hits it and it shuts it, it hangs up. She finally hits the right button.
Well, I can confirm one thing. You go into her territory, you die. So be careful.
Could be careful of.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Just so don't go into her neck of the woods. That's reasonable, I think. That's her house, after all.
She doesn't play politics. So it's either there's something established here or there's nothing established. So
Well,
she finds our society's politics to be stupid.
there's a lot of reason to that. I mean, yes, society does base a lot of itself on stupidity and not proper logic. That's fair. So
Aren't all politics stupid?
yeah, there's a history behind that, but I don't think we should get into it right now. Why don't we try a place with lots of us, our kindred, and ask some questions?
Roll an intelligence and an insight, Aurora.
Okay. I was like, a watering hole? Okay, 1, 2, and then, oh, nice. This is the day of 6 dice. Okay. Come on, baby. Oh, that did not turn out well. Okay, that was 3 successes.
You remember Shrike?
Shrike.
He's the kid who helped us, though we had to give him
That's
stuff.
right!
Yeah.
I love that kid. I mean, me and Aurora love that kid.
There might he might have answers to the politics. Since all of you are so new.
All right, so hear me out. Me and Mori met this really cool kid, and he knows a lot about things, and he's like one of us, but he's kind of expensive. So what do y'all have?
Expensive isn't a problem.
And Mori, no, you've already no.
I wasn't going to give anything. I don't have anything to give.
Okay, I got $20. In
Azriel
cash.
just kind of shakes his head.
Listen,
I can cover
I'll do it.
whatever we're needing.
All right. Last time we had to pay about 200. So maybe we should take out 200. But we should negotiate. Who's a good talker here?
I'm okay at talking.
Okay. I'm terrible. So, you can try Azriel talking to him and asking about the ins and outs of here, and that's where we can start.
I'm okay with that if you tell me where to go.
Awesome. Okay. Yeah, Mori and I know the way. So let's head on over to the park, I guess, or near the bridge. It was near the bridge. Sorry. And so Aurora's like, "All right, after you," and just opens the door for Mori.
Thanks. Yep. She'll just go on ahead, and if there's nobody out there, she's gonna turn the corner and just turn invisible again.
So Aurora walks out and goes to Fenrir and Nina, and she gives them some treats that she has in her pocket. And she says, "All right, we're gonna go to a really not so great part of town. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think Fenrir is really good at defending himself, but," and looks at Nina. Nina, and speaks very slowly. Are you gonna be okay?
She'll follow you.
Okay. Nina, is it okay if I pet you?
She makes no movement to deny you.
And so she pets Nina, and you're like, "You're a very good girl. And you're a very good boy, Fenrir, of course." And just gives Fenrir a hug. "Come on, let's go." And so which would have... She goes to Sammy and Sammy, do you mind if we ride in the car?
So let me get this straight.
You
want all of you cannot fit in this vehicle. So you're gonna have to pick and choose who you want to bring, because I take it Stone, and he looks at him, doesn't have a vehicle.
Oh, that's right. Azriel, is there space in your car? Well, how many people can you fit in your car? Because I think Azriel came in with his truck with Mori. Like, she saw that, right? Aurora saw that? Sorry, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, you saw them coming. You didn't see Mori, though.
Okay. So Azriel then tells Sammy, "Yeah, Azriel came in the truck. I don't know if Mori was in the truck, but definitely came in the truck. So I think it would just be me and the two dogs and maybe Stone, or if Stone can rise with Azriel. I don't know. Depends what he wants to do."
Honestly, it can accommodate you all, so they can just... The dogs can be in the hatch. You two could sit in the back. Zero sits in the front at all times. He gets upset. And, let me look at something real quick.
Where is Zero, by the way?
He, like, lightly shakes his right pocket.
And Zero's little head like...
I take out a granola bar. "I brought this for you, Zero.
Oh, he loves it. He will grab it and suck it into the pocket.
It's like a Nature Valley, nice crunchy one, so...
I'm gonna try and speak with Nina and see if she's okay just being in the hatch. Let me make this roll real quick. Let's see. Okay, so that's what it is. That's 4 sucks to speak with Nina.
Okay. Yeah.
You
She says, good to see you.
likewise. Been a while. You good being in the back with the hatch with Fenrir?
She nods. Indeed.
Also, be the eyes in the back of my head.
Her head tilts. What are you worried about?
A lot of things. Let's just say there's people missing and a cop no longer around near the lake. So at some point, I may take you with me to go investigate that.
Fenrir's head comes up.
I guess you could come too.
Happy dog thump 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 with the tail.
All right, she's cool with it. Everyone get in the car.
All right, Aurora opens the hatch to let the dogs into the car.
Mm-hmm. Fenrir hops in, and then Nina after that. Fenrir does a little, like, tip, 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 walk in a couple circles, and then sit down. And she just sits.
Aurora gives him, like, some pets and scratches and a nice
So
hug.
is this
and,
actually a hatch, or is it a back door for Samiel's car?
Like it's a hatch. Like you have to like open it, lift it up. Yeah.
Okay. So it's all like hatch, trunk, everything. Okay, but
Yeah.
All right. Okay, the two of them are sniffing, and since you're the only one that can hear it, Nina says it smells like death in here.
I smell like death.
All right, fair point. Fair point. She doesn't question further. Who knows? Maybe you sleep in your hatchback. Okay, who's riding with Samiel?
I am, and I'm gonna give Fenrir another pet, and then a kiss on the cheek, and I'm gonna give Anina a pet.
Okay.
And then get back to the back of the seat,
Okay.
behind Zero.
Yeah. He's happy. He's so pleased that he's in the front. He's like, that you're my buddy. He like
And I
keeps
take
touching your hand, like, yeah, it's my buddy.
I take it Stone is with us as well.
It's up to you guys. Who wants to drive with Stone?
Well, I gave him the invitation, so it was
All right, then
whether he wants it or not.
He gets in behind you. This big tall man. He's gotta fold himself up a bit to get in.
Aurora giggles. This also is in character.
You guys head for the park?
Yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
Before we leave, I do want to talk to my friend Abe.
Okay. Go for it. Take it away, Azriel.
I'll just, as before we're leaving, I'll approach him. Thanks for keeping the shop open for me late.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Did you have any good books set aside for me?
Did you ask me to set aside some books for you?
You know, you sometimes find some interesting stuff and keep it set aside for me.
Haven't found anything interesting this week. At least not that I think you'd be interested in studying. I did find a couple interesting magazines, though.
That's good. When I have some more time, we'll have to talk about it properly.
How are things going in your world? Don't see you around much during the day anymore.
I'm going through a bit of a hard time right now.
Well, I hope things clear up for you. Here,
And he gives you a magazine. It's
one of those public signs. You might find it interesting.
Sure, I'll give it a look.
It's
It's good to see Abe.
It's not the usual that he gives you, but it's curious nonetheless.
It's good to see
I'm
you.
gonna.
Hopefully everything
gonna-
works itself out and we actually see you in the early mornings again, huh?
Maybe. I'll come around like behind the counter and give him a hug.
What? You guys hug?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm close to him.
He gives you a side hug. It's a little uncomfortable for him, you know, gruff old guy.
Next time I'll make sure to pick something up. Make it worthwhile for you to stay open. And then I'll just go.
Keep yourself out of trouble even though you're going through a hard time, yeah? Alright?
You know me. I'm not.
I do know
always
you.
avoid trouble.
No. You sort of
Yes.
get slapped into it. So,
I get into trouble for on others' behalf.
well, just only care about yourself for a little while for once.
You know I can't do that.
Can't or won't are two very different things.
I'll just give him a smile.
I mean it, boy. Oh, tell that
I'll see you
sister of
soon.
yours thank you for the pie, by the way.
Of course I will. It'll make her happy that you liked it.
Yeah, I don't know why she's always trying to win over my affections.
She's a good girl.
He just makes a face. And he waves at you like to go on and get. And then
And I'll leave.
you get a text message from him minutes later about how he'll be on the lookout for a book that you might be interested in. Yeah.
I'll just say thanks as a text back.
While Azriel's talking,
Yeah.
Mori is totally going through the bookstore and looking for the history of female samurai that Aurora recommended. And yeah, she'll just take it if it's there.
Okay, go ahead and roll a wits and investigation.
Okie dokie. 7. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 successes.
All right, you do manage to find it. It's a used copy, well loved. Some of the pages are dog-eared. Some of the pages are highlighted and circled. It's annotated. You just
I
take-
mean, she kind of gives like a sour face because of that, but she still takes it.
I mean, it's a used bookstore.
I get it.
So, okay, so you don't pay for it, you just take it?
No, I'm invisible. I just take it.
Okay. Roll me a d10.
Sure. Whatcha? 8.
All right, you don't get a stain for stealing from this family-owned business. Okay, any roleplay in your guys' car as you head for...
Does Azriel notice new book with Mori?
I don't know. It's up to Mori. Is she hiding it?
I mean, she's reading it.
Reading in the car.
Yep, she's reading in the car.
Azriel, look at Mori. Did you pay for that?
Don't have any money.
He'll go into his wallet and pull out some money and give it to her.
Thanks.
You should go pay for it.
Just like looks at it, just like, really?
I mean, you are driving when you notice this. Like, it's literally like, you're several minutes away from the shop, and it's very likely it's closed.
Go pay him next time.
Guess if you want me to. Like, goes to the next page. And I want to apologize, I guess. Kind of got heated in there. Feel responsible.
It's okay. There's a lot to get used to with this new way of life. And it seems like I'm going to have to start making some compromises. And there's like this voice of dread in him, like...
What do you mean about that? Like
trying to
killing?
understand
Like
the monsters. Yeah, killing's bad. You know, it's like a major sin, right?
you think that matters? At this point?
It
We
matters
don't have
to me.
souls. We already talked about this, didn't you? I've told you I've killed people before.
Yeah?
And I'm going to kill people in the future. She looks at him just like, that's what it means.
I don't think we're completely soulless. I wouldn't feel this way if I was soulless, wouldn't you agree? And sins can be forgiven. Things can change.
I don't think anything's going to change us being kindred. And even if I stopped killing, I've killed too many to be forgiven. Also, I don't think I'm a monster because I'm a kindred. I think I'm a monster because I was once human.
I mean, there's bad humans and good humans and humans in between.
I was definitely one of the bad ones.
I don't think I believe that. I think you were in a bad scenario. And you've lost hope. And all the sins are weighing you down. But there's always time to change.
He just kind of like gives you like the come on, like, why don't you understand sort of face, just like...
Azriel set on this.
I can't be what you want me to be.
You don't have to be what I want you to be. I just try to be better than yesterday. All you have to do is try.
I mean, probably in the car she had taken off her mask. She never finishes, like, the thought that she was going to say. So she just kind of, like, closes her mouth and turns back to the book and starts reading in silence. Unless you have something else to say.
I'm sorry, it's a little selfish of me to impose my beliefs on you like this.
Fine,
I just want what's best for you. And I want you to have better, I really care about you.
Once again, she can't really say anything. She does shake her head and open her mouth again, but I can try. I know I'm going to let you down because, when he was talking about judges?
Mm-hmm.
That's what my role is. To judge. To take the life of kindred I deem unworthy. So I will be killing. For one
I
thing,
understand that it's unavoidable sometimes.
it'll keep the truly innocent safe. Or at least safer. And I won't
No.
apologize. Not for that.
I understand that it can be necessary. I know it's foolish to think that there could be an ideal world where we didn't have to go around killing others.
I'll make sure you don't have to. That's a promise.
That doesn't quite make me happy. Taking on my sin, or sin for me. Let's just try our best.
Try your best to what? Survive in this world? To not kill
Yeah.
people?
Survive. Not kill people when we can help it.
You know, sometimes killing saves a lot of lives.
Yeah.
Maybe think about that.
It's just, yeah. No, I understand. It's just something I've believed in for so long that it's hard to change your perspective overnight. I was really sheltered, you know? I haven't seen this side of the world until this past month.
Remember when I first saw you and I said you don't belong here? This is exactly the reason.
No, I feel it.
Yeah, you don't belong in this world of darkness. She's kind of, puts a hand on her, like, head, just kind of rubbing at her temple. Anyway, hopefully we'll be saving people today. We find out what's causing all the mayhem, right?
That would be nice.
Just dwell on that. Don't worry about what lies ahead.
I'll try my best.
She'll nod and pull out her phone. And she's just going to send a quick message to Peggy. And just say, using the same phone that she used with, actually no, she'll use the other one. She has two phones. One, the phone she got from Azriel. And just say, we can meet at Scrubs in an area that has no cameras in the next couple days. Just let me know when works for you. And that's it. No names. And then she'll just focus on looking outside the window. Any further conversation, she'll just probably ignore.
Azriel's in deep thought about what you've said.
Void.
Oh, am I
Are
muted?
you?
Wow.
Yeah, you're muted. Yeah.
I said, all right. Back to Samiel and Aurora. Any roleplay in your car?
Aurora would kind of look at Sammy and then Zero and be like, "So, how long have you had Zero?"
Year? Yeah, around a year. A little over, maybe.
He's really cute.
Yeah, that's one term. Pain in the ass.
He just cheeps, like makes that chittering sound.
So, how long have you been like this?
You know, now that I think about it, about a year.
Oh, guess you're more used to it than me then.
Yeah, there's an adjustment period. I don't know if I'm still adjusting or I'm just, like I was when I was normally human. So just, coping, but it is what it is. Just tell everyone you're a burn victim and no one really questions the bandages.
I wanted to ask, but I don't know. I just feel like it's not my business.
It works. So you just go on. Only one person has seen me with the bandages and she didn't freak out. So it's the one person I'm glad, I said, hey, I look fucking weird now. So I need you to do something for me. But,
Well, for what it's worth, I think, doesn't matter what you look like. It's matter what's inside, right? You're still
Listen,
you.
whether what's in the inside is the same or different, there are people that don't like what we are and wish we don't exist.
I can understand that. I kind of figured if I went around being like, hey, I can't pop up and go in the day and just, I mean, I guess I was lucky. I was already working a night shift, but it was, yeah, it's been hard. I mean, I don't mind it, honestly. Yeah, to be honest, there's not too many changes, but in my life, but it's different. I still have so many questions. I'm kind of jealous that you still know that you know who or your sire is. I never found out about mine. You know?
That complicates things.
Does it?
It complicates things because you don't have anyone to tell you what to do or how to deal with it, or that thing that lives in the back of your mind wanting to rear its ugly head. Yeah, I would imagine it's tougher in that sense.
Yeah. It is.
I was just lucky that when I crawled out, I had someone there, so I was fortunate.
Wait. So she takes out her notebook and starts like, was yours kind of like the what's that show? That really popular show, the like Fact Blood or True Blood or something like that? Is it kind of like that? Like how is that how it happened for you? I'm really interested. I honestly just want to know more.
I just crawled out. That's all I know. Other than that, I don't remember anything.
Oh, I see. Crawled out. All right, got it. Well, I'm glad I met all of you. I feel like I'm finally going somewhere with all this.
I've only, prior to the lot of you and Artemis, I've only met one Kindred that wasn't an asshole. He was actually pretty quiet. didn't talk a lot, but I would say within 2 months he just disappeared. It's kind of like a twinky, bronze skin fella.
What was his name? Do you remember?
After like 2 weeks, I was able to divulge from him, but his name was Farhad, I think.
Farhan.
Lol.
Interesting. Middle Eastern.
Lol.
Kavoid.
I'm dying over here. Lol. Lore drop. Lol.
He just left a note saying he had to go. He didn't give a reason. He didn't give a reason, right? He just said there was danger, so he left.
That's too bad. Wow. That's at least you could meet someone other, you know. I'm kind of jealous. I mean, before yesterday, I felt like a freak, but like a shut-in freak that reads books, so it wasn't as bad, you know? Who needs people when you have books, you know? Okay, that sounds really pathetic. Anyways, so how far is it till we get there?
How far is it away?
It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
At this point in your conversation where there's like this strange lull, Aurora, your phone rings.
She checks who it is.
It is your friend that lives, well, was in the US and then was flying back to the US.
Yay! And so she picks it up and she's like, Maeve! You called!
Hey, yeah, that book you sent me.
Yeah,
Do you still have it?
I do. Why? Is everything okay?
More or less fine. Just,
You don't sound fine.
well, I did some research, some cross-referencing, and, I think you should get rid of it. And we're gonna end there for
Why?
tonight.
God damn it.
Woo!
Ah. Damn, no! I wanna know what it is. I guess we'll have to tune